streaming. Don't tell them. I got no music intro. Oh my god, everyone has a music intro. It's to smooth people into the streaming experience. And I don't do that. I just start talking and it's creepy. Usually I say something loud, but I thought doing some ASMR is going to freak people out. Welcome. Welcome to the show. And the reason the title is to stop trying to make me invest in crypto is that every time I get people DMing me telling me to buy shit, it's due to the fact that the graph goes down. There is a direct correlation and causation to the number of chuckle fucks that are DMing me and they're telling me that I need to buy their shit when the stuff goes down. Why? What have I done to you to deserve this? Why are you messaging me with this crap? There was a person, I believe it was last month, messages me. I'm not going to make the DMs public, but honest to God, like I should. And it tells me to buy, like, I don't know what, the moon, like dollar moon or some shit, like Luna, I believe, some planetary stuff. I don't know. And I tell him, like, look, man, I'm not interested. He gets angry. Like, this is the thing with crypto, right? It's like an ideology that's driving it. It's like, I see someone in the chat, it's like, please don't hate crypto. Like, what the fuck do you... How many times do you hear people say, please don't hate gold, or please don't hate silver, or please don't hate jewelry? You know, like, every single time, can you name me one time in human fucking history where there was an ideology driving an economy? Like, I don't know, the housing market, you know, it comes without an ideology. I'm just putting that out there. Like, normally, when it's business related, it doesn't come with an ideology attached, right? But when it has an ideology attached to it, then I'm getting a little bit sus. I'm not telling you not to buy it. I'm just saying it's not for me. Does that make any sense? Naruhodo? Like, okay, so I think it's got like this messianic development where it's like crypto will save us. It will save us from the evil bankers that are out to get you. They're going to get their claws and they're going to take away your freedom. But for the power of crypto, the Lord and Savior, Bitcoin. It's like, dude, calm the fuck down. Okay? Just calm the fuck down. Like, look, if you want to get it, fucking get it. Why do you want me to get it? What have I done to get the sermon into my DMs every single freaking day that I wake up? There's the sermon in my DMs. Look, LBN 666. It's a brilliant invention. Good, I agree with that. You know, I can relate with that. But when you come like, oh no, the world is ending, civilization is collapsing, the West is dying, but through the ashes, crypto is rising. And with crypto, it can save us all. All you need to do is to purchase and invest and buy. Cause if you don't, you are the problem. You are the dangerous heathen that's causing civilization to collapse. Fucking hell, dude. I'm just saying, you know, like, obviously, not all people are like this, but some of you motherfuckers sure are. I don't even know if you're in the chat, but I know you're in my DMs. So there's this guy, right, wants me to buy Luna, and I'm like, dude, I'm not interested. You know, like, I'm not even telling him, it's like, no, your crypto is shit. I'm just telling him, like, dude, I'm not interested, like, please, go away. Oh my fucking God, he gets angry, right? So I do what I do when someone starts purging out in my DM, spitting venom and foaming at the mouth. I block them. They make another account. They make another account in order to tell me to buy the thing. I'm like, dude. I think it was like the next week, the crypto that he was shilling me went downhill. Like, it literally went into a collapse. So that's that, you know. But, like, again, now people are like, oh, you should buy Bitcoin. I'm like, why? Is it going down? And I look at the graph. Oh, it is going down. Oh, I see. This is why people want me to buy it. Why do I talk to strangers? They're called my subscribers. I mean, due to the nature of my business, due to the nature of my work, I do talk to people, trying to be nice. They scream for your help. Now they are doomed. Even if, let's assume that they do want me to help them. It's like, oh my God, the coin is collapsing. How much coin do you think I can purchase? I'm not Elon Musk. I'm not Jeff Bezos. Like, I can't buy the dip to the point that it's going to make a fucking difference. I'm not going to do shit with it, right? Like, but the fact that they think that I'm not going to buy it is what pisses them off, and this is what I don't understand. Knows that if you're not a stranger, you're the other guy of my two view. I'm just trying to say that it's just so. And hello, Trend Dabs. You know what? Maybe I should give him a reg. I forgot to give him a reg. Oh, here we go. Fucking hell. You keep opening the door for Jehovah's Witnesses. They are At least the Jehovah Witness expects that you will tell him to fuck off. Some of these crypto bros, when you tell them to fuck off, they take it so personally. It's almost like, you know what? Hold on. Let me just make myself muy grande here, because I'm a little bit chaquito. Give me a second. I think I can enlarge the troll a little bit. There we go. There. Can I make myself larger? No. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. So, here's the thing that I don't get. Why is buying silver not just as good? Because the thing with crypto, and every time I try to talk about this with someone, they get angry. They get really angry. And I'm like, okay, what happens if the power goes out? Legit question. What do you do if the power goes out? If the internet goes down? What? Oh my God, it will never go down. Motherfucker, I'm in Romania. Okay, like next door is Russia. Let's say that Russia goes boom boom and the power goes down. It's not that difficult to cut down the power supply, you know? What then? What do I do then? Like, all my money is now electronically, yeah? It's not like you can just snap your fingers and automatically transfer it into cash now, can you? So how do I, like, let's say I want to leave the country. How do I do that? I want to take my wife somewhere safe. How do I do it? You can't. I see. Now, if I were to have gold or silver, all of a sudden you can. So, in other words, for this to have value, you need electricity, right? Like, can we agree with that? Like, you need electricity, power, Yeah, the banks go down too, but do you think, like, Romania gives a shit? Romania uses currency, like, we still use cash. We still use cash, even if the banks go down. Like, we have paper money. We're not mentally challenged like other countries where they don't even know what paper money is. No, like, here we still do monetary transactions like the good old days. And even then, right, like, if the banks go down too, if you still have gold, there has not been a time in the history of mankind where gold had no value. Never. Ever. Like, that did not happen. Under any historical period, under any regime, under any plague, famine, like what have you, gold always had value. All the time, every time, it will still have value. I mean, sure, maybe it goes up and down a little bit, but it's never worthless. Maybe at the Aztec Empire, you know what? I take it back. Like the Aztecs, maybe they had too much gold. But actually, no. Even with the Aztecs, like, gold still had value. The banks won't give you paper if they are done. Dude, I have the paper in my fucking house. I'm the type of guy that doesn't hold money in the bank. Like, what? Why would I hold money in the bank? Do I look like I'm mentally challenged or something? What is the advantage of having money in the bank? Like, but what if they break into your house? Well, okay, if they broke into my house, they can steal a lot of shit. It's not just the money, you know? But, like, at that point, it's called burglary, like breaking and entering and other stuff. did I tell you the story? I think I told you the story when I went to the bank to put the down payment for my mortgage, and I went with stacks of cash. Like I had bricks of cash, like tuk, 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 and they looked at me like I'm a savage from the Congo. And I was like, wow, what's the problem? I'm like, I need cash. It's like paper. Oh. They did not have too much gold. They just had a weak army. Oh, the Aztecs. The Aztecs didn't have a weak army. The Aztecs made a lot of enemies, right? Like the Spaniards, they conquered them not with sending only Spanish forces. They conquered them by sending, by arming up the neighbors that they pissed off. Crypto goes up and down, then up. Fiat only lose value. I see. How about I buy a house, Yataro? How about that? Instead of buying Bitcoin, I buy a house. And then I rent it. Is that a good investment? Does that go down if I buy a house? Is it becoming worthless? Is the government going to print more houses? And it's going to make my house least expensive? I don't think so. I think this is a better investment, at least in Romania, you know, where houses are cheap. If I were to invest in something, and by the way, something that all of these messianic Bitcoin bros that come into my DMs fail to ask is, do I even fucking have money to buy something, right? Like, do I even have money to invest? Like, in order to invest, you need to have the funds to invest. Does that make any fucking sense, Bitcoin bro? Like, do you understand this shit? Okay, so if I have a loan and I have a mortgage, do I look like the man that has money to invest? Thank you, Gabriel Narte. I am less hungry right now. No. But, again, if you don't have money to invest, how the fuck can you invest? But if I were to have money to invest, I would fucking buy a house. Yes, it goes up and down, but it's never going to be worthless. Like, as long as your house is somewhere desirable, like if you have a house in a fucking city somewhere, right? The value may go up and down, but it's never going to be worthless. If the power goes up, your house is still fucking there. Like, it's a tangible good. It is something. It exists. People desire it. There's no possibility where people are going to say we don't want houses anymore. Take another loan and buy crypto. Oh, fucking God. I don't even think, like, the banks would allow me to do that. You can tokenize gold and silver on the blockchain. I would rather have it in my hand. How about that? I would just rather have it in my hand. Know that it's there. Maybe I'm like, you know, that apostle that had to touch Jesus? I think it was Thomas, right? Like Thomas the apostle. When Jesus came back, he didn't believe that Jesus resurrected. He was, dare I say, a skeptic. And he wanted to see the wounds. You know, I'm like that. I want to see the fucking gold in my fucking hands. Is that difficult? Of course, if I was in the United States, I'll probably buy bullets as well. Because bullets, again, never lose value. Unless the government decides to ban the guns. Then it's going to be difficult. Right? Like if the government says, all right, well, no more AR-15s. No more semi-automatic full assault weapons, you know? Semi-full automatic. No more semi-full automatic assault weapons. And then it's banned. Well, then sending your bullets might be difficult. Ghost guns or whatever the fuck they're calling, like the spooky gun, like Casper the assault rifle. But yes, my point is, centralized digital bank currency is coming. What do you do to counter that? Buy a house, rent it. You know, we actually had this shit under communism. Okay, it was a centralized digital bank, but pretty much the government controlled what you bought by giving you rations. Do you know what people did? Do you know, they started trading like in the good old days. Do you know how many doors a coffee, like an actual coffee, right? Like a coffee could open? A pack of cigarettes open doors. That's what happens when the government takes your money away, right? Like people start trading with shit. Use cigarettes, whiskey, coffee. Like, the money was worthless. Like, this is how it worked. Okay? Under communism. You want to fix your car. And the mechanic tells you that the carburetor is broken. And you ask, like, okay, well, where can I buy a carburetor? And the mechanic tells you can't. There aren't any on the market. However, the mechanic does have a carburetor. But he would like a bottle of vodka in exchange. Because His son is turning 18 and he wants to celebrate. Now, you don't have vodka because you drank yours, but your neighbor has vodka. And your neighbor's wife likes to cook. Now, you don't like to cook, so you have a lot of flour. So you give the flour to your neighbor, which gives you the bottle of vodka, which then you give to the mechanic, which gives you the carburetor. It's like fetch quests. That's what happens. Here, invest in some crypto. Cryptic. I think like the coin at this point, even after it dropped, it's like $15,000 or some shit. So I don't think $10 is enough. Take 50 tacos. Oh, I don't even know if tacos are in Romania. We have shawarma here, but I do appreciate it. See, the ability, like, they will destroy you whatever you do. The fact that you believe that the government is God, I think that's the problem. There are two types of people. The people that understand that the government is made out of human beings and the people that think the government is God. The people that think the government is God is also into two subsections of people. Number one, the people that think the government is a benevolent God. And number two, the people that think that the government is an evil God. But a God nonetheless. No, literally, you can't get around the government. Like, I'm telling you this. Like, my parents lived under an authoritarian regime. There are ways around it. Malicious compliance is a thing. Like, let me give you an example how you can get around the government, right? Just fresh out of my mind. They started, I believe, in New York City, a buyback program, right? So if you turn your firearm in, they will give you $100. So malicious compliance means that people who are a lot more educated on the matter created the simple type, the most simple type of firearm that fit the definition. I think it was like a lead pipe, which had like the possibility of firing one bullet, kind of like a musket, if you will, right? So people started making muskets. Those cost around $15. So they would take those muskets for $15 and turn them in for $100, right? So the government had to shut down the program. Now, there were two ways of going around it. Either you do this, which is smart, right? Malicious compliance. Or, you start protesting, you start rah-rah-rahing, and then the government cracks down on your protest, and it's like, oh, look, people are on the street, so we need even more, blah, blah, blah. Right? So this is it. Crypto will be fine. Doomers are wrong. I'm not telling you that crypto will be or won't be fine. I don't fucking know. What I do know is that I want people to stop asking me to buy it. That's all I want. Okay? I think it's very reasonable. Like, I think either if you're pro or against it, you can respect my opinion. I do not fucking want to buy it. Besides the fact that I don't have money to buy it, if I had money, I would invest in something else. Like, I would buy a house and I would rent it. Like, here in Romania, you can buy a house for $30,000. Like, I'm talking about this. Right? Like, this is how much, not a house, but like a one-room apartment costs. And you buy that, and then you rent it for, I think it's like $200 now, right? You rent it for $200 a month. Is that a good investment? Chat, is that good? Is it smart? Can I do it? Should I do it? Is it dangerous? Is it, Is the government going to fuck up my business? Dollars. That's what the numbers are. Dolarus. I'm translating from Romanian currency into dollars. Oh, cryptic. I should get a haircut. Can you rent chickens? No. How much for a crack shack? Dude, like, crack is actually punishable very seriously in my country. Like, I think, like, the United States punishes it just as seriously. It's just, like, people here don't do it. I never had, like, at high school, any colleague that did it, so. Investing in commodities is the way for the future. I don't know what the fuck commodities are, but, like, I told you what I would invest it in. Like, if I had money, that's what I would do. Just buy one-room apartment, rent them, and then I don't fucking care about the welfare. And because, like, the thing is, you get old, right? So when you get old, you're waiting for the government to give you money. I don't want to take that risk. I generally don't, especially with the birth rates. Because I think, like, who's going to pay taxes for the government to collect to give me money? So instead, what I would rather do is to have a couple of apartments that I can rent, and the money comes to me. And there you go. That's the pension. That's the retirement fund. That's fine until the government stops you from being able to evict them. That's probably not going to happen in Romania. But even then, like, if the government stopped me from evicting them, like, first of all, it wouldn't be forever. And secondly, you can just flip them, right? Like, you just sell them. That's what you do, right? So you're old. You got, like, 3 apartments or something that you bought during your lifetime. Again, like, in Romania, it's $30,000 an apartment. Okay, you sell them for, at that time, because of inflation, they're probably going to be something like 50,000 or 60,000. And you sell them then. And, like, problem solved. I don't fucking care what the government does. Even with people inside, even if you have tenants, you can still sell them. Right? Now, I mean, BlackRock was willing to buy it. So, again, like, if I'm old and I don't give a fuck, it's like, oh, whatever. Send it to BlackRock. Fine. Buy a house for €2? I think I can buy a birdhouse. But, yeah, happy birthday to you, Jaden. Everyone in the chat, let's sing happy birthday to you. Oh, my fucking God, that is so cringe. But I did sing it. Thank you, Jaden. For €2, I'm not singing it. Fucking hell. I don't like singing. I have the voice of a lawyer mixed with the voice of a doctor. Interest rates are going up with the economic situation. Man, I bought my house for $90,000, right? Like, this is how much I spent. This is the mortgage that I took for my house. And now it's worth this. I'm not planning on selling it or anything, but I am just saying, probably smartest investment I did in my entire fucking life. Right, so my point is, tangible shit, you know, maybe I'm a boomer, maybe I don't trust things, but, like, I like to purchase things that I can touch, smell, and feel. Right? Like, if I can't touch, smell, and feel it, I don't want to buy it. Unless it's a League of Legends skins. Well, I do want to buy it, just not for investment purposes. Yeah. I didn't get into a voice channel to sing with us. I mean, Pippa was willing to go that far. Well, this is why Pippa has more people than me. Pippa has more viewers than me. My God, I really like how she grew. When I found her, she was just a little child. I'm kidding. It's not. I mean, she got. I think she got 1,000 subscribers from me. When I had her on This Week is Stupid, I looked at the analytics. She got like 1,000 subscribers and stuff. But no, like, it's her talent. Like, she's a very talented woman. She deserves all of the views that she has. And her company, unfortunately, prevents her from making the content that I like. But she is making the content that I guess is safe, corporate friendly. I'm not going to get into that. I think she is great. Man, I think she could be better. But, well, you know, she does have an interesting new segment. It's called the Yabai stream, I believe. The Yabai stream, where she's with that, Lumi? Lumi, what's her name? It's really great. I loved it. Because you can touch, smell, and feel Netflix games online. Yeah, but I don't invest in Netflix on games online. That's the thing, right? And speaking about video games, like, if I was a kid again, like, let's say I was a teenager and I genuinely gave a shit about the games that I'm playing, I would do my best to buy physical copies of every single game. Like, I would still have a CD-ROM. I would still have the physical disc. I don't fucking trust all of this online gaming. I'm telling you what's going to happen 10 years from now, right? Are you ready? Are you ready? I'll tell you. 10 years from now, you're going to get Gabe Newell probably stepping down. And someone else is going to be at the helm of Steam. Someone more progressive, let's put it like that. And they might start doing shit like, oh, if you say bad things on our platform, we're going to ban you. And you're going to lose access to all your fucking games. Like, you can have a Steam account of $20,000 over the course of 20 years. You know, like, you just spent a lot of money buying all the games and shit. So you invested a ridiculous amount. How many games is $20,000? Because I just pulled the number out of my ass. But I think it would be like, okay, so a game is $60, right? 10 games is 600. 100 games is 6,000. 1,000 games, yeah, well, it's kind of a lot, whatever. So the idea is, like, you can actually lose all of your games, right? But not only that, you could, like let's say Steam just shuts down, you know, like maybe they go out of a business or something. You lose all your games. But if they're in a physical copy, then you don't lose them. My fucking god, Diablo Immortal. Yeah, Diablo Immortal actually managed to make a pretty penny. Now, a lot of people say, oh, well, you don't understand, like, Diablo 4 made more. Let me, hold on, let me grab the news article. I want to talk about Diablo Immortal a little bit as well. So Diablo Immortal makes $24 million in 1 month. And people go like, oh, V, you don't understand. Diablo 3, oh, Diablo 3 made 200 millions. And it's like, okay, Chucklehead. Like, first of all, Diablo 3 made money just by selling the box, right? Like, selling the game. These are microtransactions. It means that the people who bought them are probably going to buy some more next month. But secondly, think about how much money it costs to make like a AAA game for the PC versus how much money it takes to make a AAA game for the mobile. Because I'm telling you, it's a lot cheaper to make it for the mobile. V invested in my little farm that raises tilapia and river shrimp. You know what I would invest? I would actually invest in a VTuber. Like, if I find an actual talented lady, like someone that does the content that I think would attract people, I would probably invest in that. Like, I would get, because I have I have really talented artists. I got some really talented riggers. And I know how to stream, and I know other YouTubers that could promote her. And then I would ask for like 20 or 30% of the super chats. Then we can do business. Be like, hey, I buy you the model, I buy you the rigger. Sure, yeah, like a VTuber pimp, why not? Because the thing is, I actually know the industry. You know, I actually do understand how streaming works. And if you invest in something, it's good to invest in something that you're good at, or at least you're somewhat interested in. Let's put it like this. All right. Let me see if I can find an example of what I would do. Give me 1 second. I think I have. Oh, I do have it. Yeah, imagine, is this safe? I think it's safe, yeah. Like, imagine something like this as a model. And I would say that she shouldn't do anything lewd. Like, just have this model in itself, and it can sell a lot of merch, because you can put that face. You can put the face on a cap, you can put the face on a t-shirt, right? And she would be like a rockstar succubus or some shit. And I actually know artists that draw like that, and riggers that can do a really good job at rigging the model. And yeah, no lewds, of course, no lewds. Lewds are boring. What you want is the model to be lewd, but the girl to be very say-so. Like, incredibly say-so, just nothing. You know, no flirting, no nothing. Just the model to be very ushi-kushi. Yeah, say-so opai, right? Like, that's what I would go for. Say, like, yeah, good, you know, a really appealing model, but whenever someone flirts with her, like, she shuts that down. Flip Magic the Gathering cards on eBay. I'm paying for my wedding this July, but just... I'm sorry, Anthropic, that this topic is not to your liking. There is a request feature on my Discord. You can request topics that you like. Say so, opai. Yeah, no, I think like the face of the model is very important. Like, if you have a very pretty face, then you can sell merch very easily. You can sell t-shirts, you can sell caps, you can sell a lot of stuff. But if the model is, you know, kind of meh or not that interesting, then, well, I mean, for example, with me, it's a lot more difficult for me to sell merchandise. Would you object to large donations that ultimately come from crypto? Fuck no. Like you can give me crypto. Like I don't. Dude, I don't want to invest in it as a business, right? Like, first of all, I don't have the money to invest. And secondly, I don't want to lose my money. Like, I don't want to risk. If I invest in something that I'm sure is going to guarantee to give me some money in return. First investment is opening that cat girl cafe. Okay, so I actually did want to open a cat cafe before I met my wife. Because I did have money and I was like, okay, I want to invest in something. And thank God I didn't, because there was no way for foreseeing that the pandemic is going to come, right? But I did know a guy that's a cat breeder, and he breeds Bengals, which are a very expensive and at the same time very good breed of cats. And I was saying, look, I can open this cat cafe, and you can have some of your Bengals there, and the people that want to buy a Bengal, you know, they contact you, and you give me a percentage, and you know, like, he was, like, interested, and we were going to work it out. And I even had the spot located. There's no cat cafes in my town. There are other cat cafes which were doing really well, but they had like stray cats and shit. So I did have like a really good business idea at the time, but then the pandemic hit, and I also met my wife, so instead I decided to buy a house. Can you drink coffee? Yes, you could have drank coffee and you spend time with the cats. It was like a cat showroom while drinking coffee. Yeah, pretty much. You could have partnered up with an animal shelter where people can adopt a cat from your cafe. I don't think we have animal shelters in Romania. I think they just castrate them and let them go, or they euthanize them. I don't think we have a shelter. I would have to look it up. Partner up with an animal shelter. And if I partner up with an animal shelter, how do I make money? This is business, not feelings. Okay, Amerikanski? We're Eastern Europe here. In Eastern Europe, business is business. We talk about making money. You take your Fifi and your ESG score and your like the cat shelter and adopt. Okay, yeah, take that shit into the United States where you guys have the time and the luxury to accomplish that. Here, talking about making money. Business. Business opportunity. This is what I care about. Cat whisperers, yes. What the fuck is it with people with toxoplasmosis? Like, every time, like, you probably went online and you heard, oh, cats have toxoplasmosis, and then you assume that every single fucking cat must have toxoplasmosis. Keep your animal clean, okay? Keep the pussy clean. It's a parasite that lives in the cat's fur. But that's if you allow the cat to go out so that it goes into garbage bins and shit. If you keep the cat inside, it's not going to have toxoplasmosis. You can wash the pussy, by the way. Like, there are shampoos for it. You can use medicine in order to make sure that the cat doesn't have toxoplasmosis. I know so many cats. None of them had fucking toxoplasmosis. I didn't even see cases of toxoplasmosis at the hospital. Did you hear that, Activision Blizzard? We investigated ourselves and found absolutely nothing wrong. Yes. Didn't they do that in the beginning as well? Like, they did it again. It's actually in the poop. The cats eat the fleas. If the cat doesn't go out, it doesn't get the parasite. Okay? Like, in order for it to get inside the cat needs to ingest it. The cat ingests it by licking its fur. And that's how it takes the parasite. But if you clean the cat and you don't let it outside, it's not going to get toxoplasmosis. All cats do is group themselves all day. How they can get so dirty? They go into the garbage bin. One symptom of toxoplasmosis is a squeaky voice. Meh. No joke. Best investment is in your skills. Yeah, I mean, look at Sargon. Okay, Sargon of Akkad. Now, he had more money, so he could do something else with his money. He opened... And by the way, like, I told him not to. I gotta say, I told Sargon not to do it. But he opened his publications, right, like the Lotus Eaters. And I told him, look, man, there's a lot of censorship. There's a lot of censorship going on. Like, you're going to get zooked. You're going to get TOS violation and shit. But it turns out that he's still there. He's still making money. So, I was wrong. He was right. Although, I'm still waiting for the British elections. Like, when the British elections hit, that's when it's going to get interested. But yeah, no, like, Sargon did very well for himself. I mean, his business is doing well. He has, I believe, 5 people hired. There's people depending on him. He's less antisocial than me. It's true. Where it's hosted, I don't fucking know. I got this guy, like Bob Q, every time he's spurting out, it's like, it's not his servers! If it's not his servers, he doesn't own it. It can be shut down. And it's like, okay. I don't know, man. Like, you talk to him. All I know is that he is doing well. He's probably a millionaire. I'm not even kidding. I mean, the amount of money he needs to have in order to pay 5 people. Lotus Eaters aren't very controversial. You don't have to be very controversial in order to get banned from YouTube nowadays. I mean, I know people that I can't even name. If I drop the name, I might get in trouble. But there are people incredibly non-controversial, and people that aren't even into politics that get TOS violation. It's basically a miracle that the Lotus Eater has survived so far, despite being very milquetoast. They got a couple of community guideline strikes. I think they got 1 or 2, but like they, just took the punishment and rolled with it, and now it's fine. Sargon should still leave the country. It's kind of difficult to leave the country where you have roots, man. You know, like, living the country where your parents are here, when you have a wife and children, it's not so simple. Not everyone can just pack up and leave. Not to mention, like, Sargon isn't in a big city, from what I understand. It's a small town, so even if things go bad, it might not affect him that much. Did you ask Arch what happened to the Archcast yesterday? No, was I supposed to? By the way, I'm going to be streaming with Arch tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, Spoon got a TOS violation for reading the CDC guidelines. Just so you can know how it's like on YouTube. Still better than Twitch. Okay? Like, Twitch is the evil stepmother. Twitch can ban you for whatever the fuck they feel like. Sometimes they don't even tell you why they ban you. Wait, it was censored by YouTube, the Archcast? What did they say? What? Did they get a community guideline strike? Also, if you've ever been involved in any immigration process, legally migrating is actually pretty difficult. Legally migrating is difficult if you don't have money. But like, if you're a millionaire, I don't think that's going to be a problem. Archcast got suddenly removed after 21 minutes. Okay, you know what? I'll ask. No, I did not stream with Styx because he actually apologized that his wife had him doing something in the day that we were supposed to be streaming, so we decided to reschedule. Let me see if I can find Arch. People ask, why did the Archcast got zooked yesterday? Did you get a community guideline strike? I don't think he got a community guideline strike, because like, if he did, he would have been crying about it, because honestly, that's what I would have done, so. Can you sue YouTube for going against the CDC? Absolutely not. We'll wait for the response from Arch. I don't think he got but maybe he just removed the stream. Like, why can't that happen every now and then? Why should I be the only one that removes streams? Anyway, I am looking forward to the Styx stream. I really like Styx. He's one of my favorite content creators. I also like the Hodge twins. Yeah. If you guys watch them. Who else do I watch? I used to like to watch Pippa for political content. Yeah, that's kind of the people that I watch. I try not to watch politics on YouTube because, first of all, I don't want to... Like, here's the thing, right? if you watch a political channel and you're a political content creator, you get their opinions and then their ideas. And then when you make a video, it's kind of hard not to add those ideas if you agree with them. And then people accuse you of stealing shit. I don't want to steal shit, right? So I try not to watch other content creators. And secondly, it feels like work. Like what I do, you know, for you guys it's entertaining, but for me it's work. Like every time I hear about politics in my real life, I tell them, shut the fuck up. Like why are you making me think of work? Do you like female Shapiro? Oh my fucking god, female Shapiro is so hot. I would cheat on my wife with her. I would actually tell my wife about this as well. Like, I'm sorry, woman, but have you seen female Shapiro? Let me see if I get a picture of female Shapiro. Especially if she's got like big booba. But at least like my wife would probably understand because she's rich, right? I mean, how wealthy is Shapiro? I think I found. Okay, here we go. If my wife goes like, V, how could you? I'm like, woman, she's a millionaire. Like, what the fuck? Here we go. I mean, if my wife cheated me with a millionaire, I would probably understand. I'd be like, oh, well, we're still getting a divorce. But I do understand where you're coming from, you know? Like, I get it, but we're still getting that divorce. Shapiro should get a female Shapiro Vtuber model. That would be great. She's extremely hot. She doesn't exist, though. The rest of her, oh, I imagine she's got big op eyes. I mean, clearly. I'm looking at her sister. The streamer that looks like Shapiro? I don't know. No, I thought you meant like Ben Shapiro with the face change app. You know, I thought you would talk about the swapped Ben Shapiro. I don't know about the streamer that looks like Ben Shapiro. I've no idea who that is. If she's not rich, I'm not interested though. But let me hold on. Ben Shapiro's sister. Like people have put this on Twitter. Okay, dude. I just hold on. I mean, there are some pics that Google showed which I don't think I can show here, but Etelaki, hold on. Are they as big as my head though? Like, give me a sec. All right, let's see if they're as big as my head. Dude, they're bigger than her heads though. Like, look, hold on. We can actually measure this, right? So this is the size of her head. I don't know. Are they? Oh, hold on. Her head is actually smaller. There we go. Okay, a little big. Okay, right, and then it's the same size. It's the same size, Chad. Okay. Enough with the foolishness. YouTube doesn't like the funny. YouTube gets upset when you talk about the funny. But no, like why am I hovering? Science, yes. I bet she has scoliosis from those. You know, like I generally don't get all of the men that are, oh my god, ouch her back. Oh my god, ouch her back. Do you know who this is coming from? Angel Ortiz, I bet you're standing slouched right now in front of the keyboard. I bet you're like a crooked old hag sitting in front of the keyboard and you're like, oh, ouch her back. Ouch your back, motherfucker. If you're a gamer, you probably stood in the most uncomfortable positions known to man. Ben Shapiro's secretary has orders to inform Ben immediately if the guys of EFAP try to contact him. He really wants to get on EFAP. I don't believe that. If I believed that to be true, I would have contacted Mahler and Rags personally, and I would have asked, but I don't think so. You know what? Tell Ben Shapiro's secretary to message me, and I'll put that in touch if that's legitimately the case. Well, out your back, GR Odom. Out your back. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, my wife has big boobs and she doesn't have back problem. Like, not all women with big boobs have back problems, number one. And number two, again, it's not like all the guys that are concerned about the backs of ladies, they're like upstanding individuals, if you know what I mean. Everybody's slouching, yeah. Ouch your back. This is the thing on Twitter. I think it's subject to change. Yes, hunchback money. I just notice this thing, right? Like all of these people that are concerned about, oh my god, well, she's got big breasts, oh, her back must hurt. It's like, yeah, but like, do you say that to a gamer? Oh, you're a gamer. Oh, out your back. It's like, let's be honest. Or oh, you're working at an office. You're in a cubicle. Out your back. V shilling his wife's chest again. Well, it is what it is. We did get a little bit fat though, me and my wife. Like she did get a little bit of extra weight, which is why we need to get on a diet again. Man, flat is injustice. Shut the fuck up. Flat is just, you know, like it's kind of like the same people that are, you know, very wealthy, and they're like, oh well, money doesn't buy happiness. It's the same bullshit. I mean, technically, yes, money doesn't buy happiness, but you know what? Not having money does buy unhappiness. Not, oh my god, oh, I have so much money. Oh, I don't have to worry about healthcare. Oh, I'm so unhappy. Oh, I don't have to worry about putting food on the table or paying the bills. Oh, life is such miserable. How am I going to cope? No, dude, she's fat. Like, there's a difference between fat and pregnant. Do you know the story about the fox and the grapes? Yes. Oh my god. Now that you guys are done with crypto, we're going to start about, you need to follow this diet. No, this is better. No, you need to go keto. No, listen to me. You have to, like, shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing. I am willing to bet that regardless of the diet that you have, if you put it online, there's going to be 100 people screaming at you that you're doing it wrong. I will tell you something, chat, okay? I will tell you something. The best diet that you can have is the one that works for you, all right? Like, if you have a diet... Oh my god, Billy is here. No, Billy, she's not pregnant. If you have a diet and you're actually losing weight, that is really great. Hold on. Let me see how Billy looks like. You know what, chat? We're going to spy on Billy today. All right. Hold on. Let me show you what I'm doing. You guys need to see the magic at work, all right? Let me show you the Pixar magic. So I'm going to find out today how Billy looks like, all right? Just putting it out there. All right. Give me a second. We're going to see, chat. We're going to find it out. So now we're going to paint. The paint bucket, and we got Billy here. I'll put myself next to Billy. I wanna sit next to Billy here. It really annoys me. I never know how he looks like. Okay. And I can't say bad things about him because he gave me money. He does seem like a presentable gentleman, doesn't he? He looks like a home salesman. I look at Billy and I feel like he wants to sell me a house. He's going to shake hands in a bit. Like, a funeral arranger. In times of difficulty, Billy is there for you. Call 0500 Billy Mortuary. The coffin salesman, Billy O'Donnell. That red tie, that's good. I doxed Billy. Billy does not look trustworthy. What are you talking about? He looks trustworthy for me. Billy, I would buy a house from you. A funeral arranger? No. It's the type of person. I don't know how you translate it into English, but it's the type of person that when you have a dead relative, right? You call the company, and they handle everything. Like they dress up. My God, I just can't imagine how difficult must it have been before these companies existed. So like a funeral home, I guess. I don't know how the fuck it's called. But like so let's say your grandma dies in the hospital, right? Well, you call this company. The company goes to the hospital, takes the grandma to their office. They dress her up. They pamper her up with nice lipstick and shit, and they make her smell nice, right? It's not a coroner. The coroner is the guy dissecting the bodies. Shut the fuck up. I don't know if it's called a mortician. And then they go to the church. They find a priest. They arrange everything, right? So that you only go to the funeral. And they handle everything. They handle the paperwork. They pay bribes to the gravedigger. They do all that shit. The Undertaker. I think it's the Undertaker. Yes. Yeah, the Undertaker. Taxidermist? I don't know what the fuck it's called. But there's like many companies like that. And all the companies, like in my town, they have a funeral home, I think. Funeral directors. Oh my fucking God, I love that. They direct the funeral. What I love is that every single funeral director company in my town, like it's got the name like Danielle and Anka. Irina and John. You know, like all of them have just names. Like, if I were to have, like, such a thing, I would be like, the Final Destination Incorporated. You know? Like, I would come up with a crazy name like that. I would be like, Underground Incorporated. Not the Necromancer, but, let me think of a good name for such a taxidermist. I get paid extra today, says Johnny, for working during a fake forced holiday, Juneteenth. Wait, you actually get time off on Juneteenth? I love working during fake holidays that literally nobody cares about. Yeah, I don't think the black community cares about it that much. Darlene and Caleb. Yeah, like things like that. 6 feet under. It's like, oh my God, grandma died. Can you call 6 feet under? That's actually now I realize why they can't have funny names. Because if they have funny names, they'll be like, oh, grandma died. What are we going to do? Oh, we need to call 6 feet under. How much does it cost for the standard funeral at 6 feet under? What about Closer to Satan? Like Closer to Satan Incorporated. Did your father pass away? Yeah. Which company did you call Closer to Satan? Let me see if I can find you an example. So don't ask why I've been browsing these websites lately. All right. I think I found one. I had to browse them when my grandmother passed away. I had to browse them when my godparents passed away. I had to browse them when my uncle passed away. I wish I would stop having to browse these things, but fuck can you do, you know? If it keeps happening, I think I'm going to memorize the prices, you know? I'm going to be like, oh, what did you guys charging a little bit less last year? Like, are you guys going at a 10% increase? Is it because of the inflation? I like to have all the funny jokes. Hold on, what? Is the website down? I love how they call it funeral package. Like you get a package. Here we go. Look at this shit, chat. Look at it. It's beautiful. Hold on. Let me smallify myself. I need to make sure there's no dead bodies here because then YouTube doesn't like it. Funeral packages. You get like this simple standard. I think there was like Lux, Deluxe, and VIP. I shit you not. Like there was another company that had this. It's like normal funeral. No, sorry. It was something like cheap funeral, normal, deluxe, and then for the VIP. And I think like the VIP like had a very expensive coffin. Wait, it's not. So they bring the coffin to your house. They take the dead person and they pamper him up. You know, like dress him with the suit and stuff. They pay the doctor that gives you the death certificate. They put the deceased in the coffin. They take him to the church. They do all of the necessary paperwork. They bring the priest with a candle. They bring towels. They bring candles. They bring there's like a black cloth that's tradition, goes over the door. They bring 18 plates for the family to eat. They also bring, like we used to like when a person dies here, it's tradition that you give food to the poor. Like they give you 18 of these. They give you wine and oil. How much does it cost? Holy shit, $2,000. My fucking god. I'd probably go all out with my funeral. Man, I don't care. Like, I want a cheap funeral. Like, honestly, what's the deal with it? Like, can you think about it? Like, who gives a shit? Like, who is going to look at it and is going to say, oh my fucking god, that's such a nice casket. Oh, he's so lucky, that's such a luxurious casket. Like, no one cares. Right? Like, people are there, either they're crying or they don't give a fuck about you. Yes, towels, it's like... Hey, let me see if I can find it. They hold religious significance. It's, hold on. Like this. I'm sorry you come from a heathen nation. I am sorry you come from a heathen nation that doesn't have the ritual. But here in Christian land, in a decent Christian country, that's how you do it. That's how you roll. What are the towels for? The priest does some religious thing. Yeah, it's commemorative, yeah. But like, anyway, so, why don't you know, Billy? Like, how are you a funeral director if you don't know these things? Isn't cremation even more expensive? It is. It is. Like, if you want to cremate people here, you have to send them to Bucharest, which is like the capital of Romania. It's even more expensive. I gotta say, like, do you know what I would do for my funeral? Like, if I could do anything that I wanted, I would just have it, like, so that it's over quickly. Like, I don't want people at my funeral, you know? I want to spare... I don't think, like... It's so goddamn annoying. No one wants to be there, right? It's not like people talk about it. No one wants to be there. No one likes it. I don't want people at my funeral. I want to spare them the pain. It's like, just stay home. You know, when you want to talk with someone, just call them up. I don't want you to come. You're banned. Just don't come here. I have not been to a single funeral where people were like, oh yeah, you know, I'm so glad I didn't miss it. I mean, it's so wonderful, right? Are there any funerals like that? Like, have any one of you gone to a funeral and they were like, oh my god, I wouldn't have missed this for the world? I am so glad I went. I mean, it was so nice, and the grandmother, she held a nice eulogy about the deceased, and like no one does that. I like to be thrown at sea. I just wanna, yeah. Did you see the controversy of the headstone that formed? Fuck off. No, I haven't. But like, I would just, no, just bury me, okay? No, nothing. I don't want the ritual. I just put me in the ground. That's it. The world is now a quieter place. Funerals have live music. You know, like, they're so fucking fake. The funerals are so fucking fake. I have been to funerals where I know that the person was so evil that if a burning orphan was in front of them, they wouldn't piss on it to put it out of its misery, you know? And all of a sudden, the priest goes like, oh, they were such a nice person. Like, dude, how the fuck do you know you didn't even meet them? Oh, they're in heaven now. Motherfucker, please, if they're in heaven, then there's no one in hell. So, you know, it's just, it is what it is, I guess. Isn't cremation cheaper in the long run, seeing you don't have to pay the rent? I guess if you're in a country that has rent, yes, but here we sell the actual grave. So, like, my parents actually own the family grave, you know? I hope his gravestone has a comment section. Man, I wish so too. I wish you could, like, somehow hook the gravestone to the internet and then people could just comment live and give super chats. That would be fucking cool. I never saw this guy before, so he must be in hell. That's not what I fucking said there. Now, what I did say is that I knew the person, alright? The priest didn't. I knew that the person was not heaven material, like Saint Peter wouldn't have let him in. But the priest was like, oh, he must be in heaven, right? How the fuck do you know? The priests ever say that a person is not in heaven? You know, good fucking question. Good question. I wonder, like, if the priest actually knows the person. Like, it's the priest's wife, and she has fornicated like no woman has fornicated before. Like, she's the mother of all harlots, and the priest just happens to be the husband, and is like, okay. I would say you're in heaven, but let's get real about it. Digital graveyard, you mean Facebook, The dear leader. I think even the dear leader is probably... You know when I think the priest doesn't say... Like, there is one case, yes, where when the priest doesn't say that they're in heaven. There's actually two that I can think of. Number one is people who commit suicide. I think they're not even buried within hallowed ground. So they're buried kind of like outside of the cemetery, right? So those are the ones that the priest doesn't say they're in heaven. And the other one are children that haven't been baptized yet. So if the child hasn't been baptized, same stuff. I think like they're the only exceptions. If you're executed by the state, they usually say, may God have mercy on your soul or some shit like that. Oh yeah, that's also an interesting thing. Like, what if they're a hardened criminal? But I think, no, like, I think even for hardened criminals, they also separate, you know, like the religious aspect from the crime. Anyway, right, they get buried at the crossroads? I don't know, we don't have that. But, like, there is a space outside of the cemetery which is not hallowed ground. And, that's where you might get buried if you're, like, if you committed suicide. Funeral directors remove and reuse all the fake plastic bras fitting because you paid a fortune for before they burn the coffin because they're not allowed to burn plastics. I didn't know that. Anyway, right. The hardened criminal can afford a funeral. The hardened criminal has a fucking family. Yes, they can afford the funeral. I mean, they're criminals. They're not poor people. Anyway, right. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Hopefully you liked it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I will have Arch. So hopefully you guys are excited about that. Probably same time. Definitely after 9 p.m. I'll do try to let you know in advance. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the comment section.